first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Hey, Louie. What was your initial reaction when you heard that Stroman was going to opt out?
Hey, Steve. Well, first of all, a little bit surprised about it. I can share. I mean, I found out this morning that was going to be the case. But immediately you want to be supportive, throughout the situation that the whole world's going through, and anyone can go through. I mean, that's why a lot of guys have opted to do the same thing in the game, and for us here, we want to be supportive to our players, and we want to be supportive to Stroh going through this, and but that was definitely my initial reaction with him finding out this morning.
You've spoken a lot really recently about how close he seemed to be getting, and how good he looked and felt. As you just look at the long-term view of this season, how big of a blow is it to not have him now for the remainder?
Well, all our conversations were, talking about getting out there and competing. And when he got here to camp, and him throwing in front of us there, and then what happened to him, and then how he was ramping up, from throwing his bullpen to throwing the sim game the other day, which we had some video of it too, and saw it, and then talking to him about what was the next step. So it was encouraging just to, as we're getting close to it. But now with the news today, definitely, you like Stroman. I mean, the pitcher, I mean, everything he brings here, all the positive vibes, everything he does, his personality, and the competitor he is. But the understanding of the situation is also something that stands out. So once again, we're supportive to it, and then looking ahead is that's why the 60-player pool plays just a great role in a season like this. And we have a lot of depth. We can come up with plans. I mean, right now our roster is in 30. We'll have to see how each game plays out to know what we have for planning in the future. But we'll definitely meet as a staff and talk about what spot we're gonna be filling in our rotation moving forward.
Thanks.
Next question comes from Mike Puma.
Louie, Brody mentioned in particular Gesellman and Lugo as two guys who could potentially fill that role. Do you think of the two, one is more suited for the starting rotation?
Well, those two guys have history of starting games, obviously, and those guys can definitely be guys that will can be there, can be a part of that. But like I said before, Lugo is a great part of our bullpen right now. G's just joining us, and I think he's creating a great force and even more depth in our bullpen. There are guys that we can definitely sit down and talk about. That hasn't happened yet. As we moving forward, I just said this to Steve. Like today is going to play a big role. Even talking about Wednesday. Wednesday we still have a TVD for the starter, and we'll see how it goes today. And then after we meet as a staff, obviously what we're thinking of for that, for the starting rotation, and who can come in there and be our guy and step up.
Have you ruled out adding somebody for Wednesday, a guy like Kilame or Lockett, or do you think it's going to be a bullpen game?
Like I said, Mike, we're into today. I don't want to start mentioning any names or anything, because I will mislead, because we haven't talked about any particular name yet. We're talking about what we have right now. We have 16 pitchers is that we have total now on the roster, 15, and those are the guys that we have, and those are the guys that we're planning on as of now. We have to see how the game goes tonight, and then we can definitely start getting close to what we're going to do on that day.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Justin Toscano.
Hey, Luis, I know you've said a lot that you like the depth in the organization, but there's a difference between, replacing a Marcus Stroman caliber pitcher and replacing a fourth or fifth starter. So how do you make sure that, with your depth, that you can adequately replace him?
Well, first of all, you said it, Marcus. It's a great pitcher, and with that, the energy that guy brings to the table, to the team, and we like our depth. Just saying it again, we like guys that can come in and step up. Have a Davey Peterson do it at the beginning of the season when Marcus wasn't able to start because of the calf, and we like guys that can come in and step up and do the same thing and give us the depth that we need as far as for a start. Because our bullpen can get pretty deep as well. Especially now that Giselman came on board, so. Those guys can definitely come in and give us what we need for a start, and it can help us compete moving forward.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Louis. I know you said you found out about Stroman this morning. Is this something that you had known was maybe a possibility, or were you kind of totally blindsided by it this morning?
More on the blindside part, because I think I shared here yesterday that Stroh was gonna make his another sim game start, and then we'll go from there. The feedback on his last sim outing, it was great. He threw 85 pitches, 5 innings. He did some PFP work, to test the calf moving around and pushing off, and everything. Per medical was pretty good. It was clear. So he wanted to do another one just to play it safe and see how he felt coming out of it, and then come join us. So that's where we were as far as status with him. So today, in the morning was definitely a surprise. But once again, I mean, we fully support.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Tim Britton.
Hey, Louis, I'm wondering, I know you have a couple extra relievers than you would in a normal season, but how difficult is it to do a bullpen game when you're in a stretch of 17 games in 17 days the way you guys are?
It can be challenging, but, Tim, when you have guys that can go 2-3 innings, I mean, you guys seen Shreve did the other day, the 2 1/3, and can do some contact. We can definitely get away with that. We have guys in the bullpen that can do that. The Jared Hughes, the Shreve that I mentioned, those guys can get contact in fewer pitches, so they can be up for a challenge like that. So 17 straight days that we're going to play starting Friday. I think right now we're down to the 14, right? So 14 straight days and having a bullpen day could definitely be a challenge, but I think we have guys that if it comes down to that, still we don't know for Wednesday, the guys definitely do it.
And then Marcus was talking about he really liked how you guys were going about the safety protocols, but that there's just so much outside that you can't control. Now that you've had 2 guys kind of opt out in the last 8 or 9 days, do you have a message for the team about kind of how they push forward, even if you're comfortable with the protocols at this point?
Yes, we talked. When Cespedes opted out, we spoke as a team. And we talked about moving forward and respecting a teammate's decision when he's opting out because of the the COVID related reasons. So it's there and it's happening around the league. This is the second one for us, but it's something that we fully support as a teammate, as manager, as coaches, and we got to have the immediate ability just to focus on what we have going on. We have a game tonight at 7:10. And that should be, our immediate focus right away. Fully supportive as a team, as a family, but we gotta keep competing.
Thank you.
Louis, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
All right, guys.
All right, everybody, can you hear me? All right, cool. Got a thumbs up. All right. Give this a try. We got Davey here for you, so raise your hands to the Zoom call like usual, and we'll get going. You should hear him through that speaker. Jesse Dockery, Washington Post.
Hey, Davey, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
How you doing, man?
All right, pretty good. This chair's actually pretty comfortable.
Nice. I was going to ask, we know where you are at home in the press conference room. Where are you right now? Are you in the manager's office?
I'm in a little room, auxiliary room. Yeah, outside the clubhouse. So, I mean, it's a decent setup. Not bad. Like I said, this chair's pretty comfortable. I wish I had it in my office.
Nice. You can take it.
I don't know about that.
Okay. So Josh Harrison in the lineup tonight playing right. Is everything okay with that meeting? What went into the decision?
No,
Why?
yeah,
Okay.
he's good. I'm just giving him a day off. That's all. Getting Josh in there. Josh, he sees the ball well off of Matt, so just give Adam a day off.
Got it. And you guys have done your first attempt to travel now. How was it yesterday? What's it been like today so far?
So far, so good. I mean, everything went well. The train was super clean. We got in there. I did my own cleaning, but everything was nice. I mean, it felt normal, so that was good. We got to the hotel. As you know, there's nobody around, so it's kind of nice. Very quiet.
And did everyone on the active roster and coaching staff make the trip with you?
Everybody's here. Plus, we have our 5 taxi squad guys here now, so everybody's here.
Who is the taxi squad?
So we, Will Harris is with us, Romero, Stevenson, Roddy Reed, and Louis Garcia.
Mark Zuckerman, NSSports.com.
Hey, what have you seen from Eaton's at bats lately? There was one in particular yesterday where it looked like he maybe didn't even see the pitch. He kind of waved at it real late. What are you seeing from him at the plate right now?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he said he had a tough time seeing the ball yesterday. His last at bat was good. I mean, that's the Eaton that we know. He stayed back at the ball, drove the ball left field. But he's going to be fine. He's hit some balls hard earlier, kind of fallen off a little bit. But as long as he stays, for me, he's got to stay on the ball, use the whole field. He's really good when he starts driving the ball left center field. So, but we need him, But I thought today would be a perfect day to give him a day off. He's been playing every day. Getting Josh, like I said, getting Josh in there, gets Matt's, I thought it was a good thing. He gets a day off, he comes back. We got all these games in a row now, so he'll come back and he'll play as much as he can.
And just real quick with that taxi squad, what went into the thinking, particularly Romero and Garcia? Is that a sign that if something happened, you would have them ready to go, or is it more that you just want to see them in person?
Well, I want them to get used to just being around us, but also too, if Garcia could play short, he could play second, he can even play third base if need be, if something happens. So it's good, and Romero's just another left-handed arm. He's been throwing the ball well in Fredericksburg, so I want to put eyes on him and get him up here. But if somebody goes down, he's another guy we feel like can help us in the bullpen or even spot start.
Jessica Camerado, MLB.com.
Hey, Davey, you mentioned when you got on the train that the train was already clean, and then I think you said you did some cleaning yourself. Do you have a routine that you can share with us?
Well, so I have my own little Lysol bottle. I've got my own wipes. So I actually cleaned my little table that folds down, cleaned the armrests. I went and cleaned Tim Bogart's little area, Rizzo's little area, Kevin Long's little area. So everything is wiped down nice and clean. I had gloves on, had my mask on the whole time. We were able to eat something, so I ate a little bit on the train, but everything was good. Like I said, everything looked really clean. I even checked the little rag to see how dirty it was, but it was clean.
You mentioned Will Harris is with you guys. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes, but how do you see him being able to contribute maybe sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I talked to him today. He said he felt good. He's gonna throw to the hitters tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. But we wanted to bring him here. If that goes well, I'm going to talk to him afterwards, and hopefully, if everything goes well, we can activate him as soon as possible. But it's all based on how he feels. I mean, I'm not going to jump the gun. I want to put eyes on him. I want to see him. I know he feels good. I want to see how the ball's coming out, and I make sure that he's good to go.
Alex Chappell, National TV.
Alex, are you in your car?
Hey, Davey, I am.
Are you stopped? You can be zooming, you know.
No, I'm stopped. I'm
Okay.
parked. We still broadcast the games from Nationals Park, so I'm halfway there. No, so two questions for you. First, just looking at Javi Guerra, he's been in the big leagues now for 10 years. He's had quite the journey, and even his time with the Nationals has been a unique story. But when looking at Javi, just the attitude that he brings, what do you make of his mental makeup?
Yeah, no, hey, he's a guy that wants the ball every single day. You know, I've always asked him, you know, like I do all of them. I go around and ask him, how you doing? He actually one time told me, he says, hey, you don't never ask me how I'm doing. I'm always doing good. I can pitch anytime you want me to pitch, but with that being said, you know, I got to take care of him because I've asked him to do a lot. I've asked him to do many different roles out of the bullpen, and he's done well. He's accepted it, so he understands it. We got a great relationship together. You know, I told him all the time, I said, hey, I know you want to pitch every day. I know you're ready to pitch every day, but you have to be honest with me. If you need a day, I get it, you know. But he's been unbelievable. I mean, like I said, he's been out there. He's been pitching a lot. The other day, you know, he said I could probably go another inning, and I said, well, you've done enough. I said, just by you saying probably means that, you know, you're good. So, but he's been up, you know, a lot and in games a lot. So I got to make sure I take care of him.
Yeah, he's having a great start. And then my other question for you, looking at your 3-4 hitters, Starling Castro is actually off to there's only been 3 other players in the past decade that had a better start wearing a Nationals uniform, just offensively. And then for Juan Soto coming back, both his doubles and his home run have all gone the other way. What's been the key for both of them just being so locked in here right out of the gates?
Yeah, like I said, you know, first about Starling, you know, Starling, he doesn't try to do too much. He goes up there, he understands what kind of hitter he is. You know, he uses the whole field. I know when we first got him and we talked to him about, you know, accepting his walks, and then I thought about it, and he's really not that guy. You know, he's a guy that puts the ball in play. He hits. He loves to hit. He swings a lot. You know, sometimes, you know, I watch him and I have to tell myself, don't watch him, because some of his swings could get really ugly. And then as the next pitch, he hits a bullet down the right field line or a bullet down the left field line. It's just who he is, you know. And I'm happy to have him. I've known him for a long time. I said this before. He works unbelievably hard every single day. He gets himself ready, prepares himself, and he's just a good all-around player. You know, this guy's got 10 years in the big leagues already. He's been an all-star multiple times. So, you know, he's a perfect fit for what we need. Soto. I mean, when he's really good, that's what he does. He hits the ball the other way. He understands that. He doesn't try to. You know, he's another guy that doesn't try to do too much. The difference between him and Juan, him and Castro is he understands the strike zone a lot. And for a 21-year-old kid, it's pretty impressive. He gets strikes, he gets balls that he can hit. And when they throw the ball out over plate, he knows he got to stay on and hit the ball the other way. When they come in there, he's quick enough to turn on and hit the ball out of right field. So he's just a young, pure hitter that understands the hitting portion of it, understands the game, understands what balls he could hit hard, what ball he needs to lay off of. So and he's only going to get better. I mean, I really think this guy has potential to be an MVP one day in this league.
All right, and 2 more questions. The first will be from Brittany Trolley, The Athletic.
Davey, you have, I think, 34 games in the next 33 days. And I know Harris is going to come back soon, but who else, if Hudson's not available, could we see Rainey in the 9th inning? Is Guerra an option? I mean, how do you keep it together until you get Doolittle right?
Yeah, you know, obviously we have Huddy. You know, you may see Rainey. You might see Guerra. So we'll just have to, you know, right now it looks like it's been Hudson. You know, Rainey's been thrown in some tough situations, whether it's the 7th or 8th inning. Garrett's got some big innings for us, Freeman's been throwing the ball well, and Finnegan actually, I know he's had a couple of innings, but he's throwing the ball really well. So you might see Finn pitching a little bit more in high leverage situations. He's got good stuff. So, we'll see. Getting Will Harris back is definitely going to be a huge advantage for us. I mean, we need him. We know that, when we got him. Here's a guy that can, pitch at the back end of the bullpen and can possibly close games when he's right.
And Trey's finger has been off the bat a little bit. Is that a habit? Is his finger bothering him still? I mean,
I think it's become a habit. I mean, he's hit the ball well with the finger off, and I think now he kind of keeps it off. I don't think he realizes it. I'm not going to bring it up to him, but I really don't think that he notices that it's off the bat.
All right, we'll finish up with Byron Curb, MassSports.com.
Hey, Davey, have you talked to Max? Have you seen him throw today? Is he going to throw today, and you expect him to start tomorrow?
Yeah, he threw yesterday. He threw the ball well. He's good to go tomorrow. He said he feels fine. It's so funny. The other day, 2 days ago, he threw as well, and he said he could pitch 2 days ago. So I told him your day's coming up, so be ready. Yeah, but he's ready to go.
And you had like 70, 80 pitches for Strauss. Is it different for a hamstring? You think he could go in that range for you too, or do you think he could go longer?
Yeah, we'll have to manage him and watch him closely. A lot has to do with today it's really humid, and muggy. So that takes toll, especially when you're pitching. And he's a sweater, so we got to keep an eye on him. But he says he feels good.
Clean shaven looks good too, Davey.
Hey, thank you. I was just going to comment on your beard there.
Yeah.
I thought I'd change it up a little bit. Thanks for noticing, though.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
All right, everybody. I'm going to do something for LB Network real quick, so I'm going to put everyone in the waiting room, and then we'll